Well, hello. I know I'm a little early for tonight, but I did say that I would come on and do my paper pumpkin unboxing since my boxes arrived yesterday. So let's take a look. So I still do have this host code open. I opened it during free shipping, and I still have it open. So if you have an order at this point and you want to use it, I'd really appreciate it. Okay. All right, let's put that aside. So this was the happy little box. We're back to our pretty Poppy Parade boxes. So let's take a look. I did open it. I take the wrapping off, and I put all the tissue underneath so you don't have to listen to me rustle that around. So let's see what we've got for greetings in our stamp set. So this is a greeting only, which is actually really nice. I actually really like getting a greeting only set. It just is nice to be able to do that because I've got lots of images that I can use. All right, so we have just a note, thank you, congrats, hello, get well soon, lots of love, best of luck, and happy birthday. So really covers the gamut of, I think the only one I don't see is thinking of you, and we have lots of those kicking around, so not a big deal. So we have a Blackberry Bliss Stampin' Spot this time, and just for ease of use I will be using my bigger pad. Okay, and when you get your first kit you get a thinner paper pumpkin kind of block in the size D. I tend to use assorted sizes depending on what I need, and I don't always need the big D block, so I use my other blocks. So let's move the box and open up the plastic. Okay, so you can already see the scalloped edge note cards that we got. Okay, I'm seeing the sparkly gems, and I'm Stampin' Up listens. They really, really do try hard to give you what you need. They heard that using those little glue dots for all your adhesive is just too fussy. And so instead they've been giving us partial rolls of tear and tape. Okay, which I think if you don't have another adhesive, this works great. If you have another adhesive, save this for your more intensive kinds of projects. Okay, so we also have some dimensionals and the glitter dots. Okay, so we have the pretty Mossy Meadow envelopes. I will likely cut some of those up. Okay, here are our beautiful card bases, and we have some really pretty foil edged labels. Okay, and I'm gonna guess, hang on, let me see what we're making here. There's our art. Okay, our stamp set art. All right, so we're making 3 of each. So really they only needed to give us 1 sheet of labels. They got 3 of everything on here. But because they always like to give you at least 1 extra of stamping, they gave us 2 sheets of labels. Okay, so you have twice as many greeting labels as you actually need in the kit. So that's really nice. All right, and then we have, oh, look at this art. That is just stunning. Just beautiful. Okay, so we won't get extras of these, but we can use, if you got the extra, yep, I'll come up with it in a second. The die add-on, you can make some smaller ferns, okay? And you could possibly cut some of these a little bit or something, okay? But you don't get extras of the beautiful artwork. And we get, let's see, 1. Oh, you know what? I know what these are. There are 9 of these for your 9 cards. These are stickers because these are dark, and unless you had like a silver or gold metallic pen or something, it might be hard to see the address. So they give you a pretty matching address label, so you can stick those on. But if you're not going to use these as the envelopes, then these are fair game. Okay, so I'm just saying. All right, and we have beautiful, let's see, what do we have here? 1, 2, 3. So you don't get any extra vellum pieces. But again, you may be able to snip some and use partials or, you know, something like that. Okay. Like you could cut this straight here. Okay. And then just reshape a couple of the leaves or something. We'll play with that in my alternates video. I'm not going to muck with that today. We just do as the kit intended today. All right. So let's get out our sort. It looks like we're going to need thank you. Let's see what I've got for blocks here. Here's thank you. Okay. I don't know if I've got one big enough for happy birthday. Hang on. Just a note's going to fit on this one pretty well. Okay. And let's see if we can get happy birthday on this one. I might not be able to get it on diagonally, or maybe I can. Oh, it fits. Okay, good. All right, so we'll put those there. So let's do a little sort. So we're going to need 1 sheet here. We're going to need 1 sheet here. Okay. We're going to need 3 bases. 1, 2. Whoops. 1, 2, 3 bases here. Okay. So let's see. So for card number 1, so here's our sort. 1, 2, 3. Here's our sort. Okay. So for card number 1, we need a base. Okay. We need the beautiful pink. That looks like a peony maybe, which I really like. I don't have any in my yard. My husband has a little issue with the fact that you need ants around to help the peonies open, and he doesn't want ants around the house. So I get it. Okay. Anyway, we have our beautiful peony, and we need 1 of our vellum pieces. Okay. There we go. And I brought over, I thought, a set of labels. What did I do with them? Maybe I did not bring over a set of labels. Nope. All right, so we need this oval one for that. Okay, so that's all for that. So card number 2 is our fern. Okay. This is such a beautiful kit. If you didn't get this kit, if you're watching me and you didn't get one, I do have one extra. I cut back on my supplies this time, but I do still have one kit available. So if you missed out, let me know. First to claim. Okay, all right, so there's that. So we have our vellum piece, our fern, our round label, and our base. Okay, and our block and Stampin' Spot button. We know about those. We know we're going to need our tear and tape and some dimensionals and some gems, so we'll worry about those later. All right, so for this one is the blackberries with the blossoms. Okay, clearly Stampin' Up! Hasn't figured out that you have to have the blossoms before you can have the berries, and they don't generally happen at the same time. Sorry, I'll let that one go. Anyway, yeah. Blossoms first, and then the fruit, and they aren't usually at the same time. Okay, so there's that. Oops, this one has a little piece that didn't come out. Did you guys catch that? It's right here. Tiny. Okay. All right. So there's those. So that one gets the long skinny. Okay. There we go. All right. Good. And they've got congrats, but I saw thank you on the front. So I'm going to do mine as a thank you. Because I always need thank you, I always need birthday, and I always need just a note. So we'll do those that way. Okay. And put that over there. All right, we'll put all of our extras in the box. There we go. All right, we are ready. Let's move cards 2 and 3 out of the way. All right, let's grab card number 1. Okay. All right. So remember that the first thing they almost always suggest that you do is to do your stamping. That way, because some of these papers have a little bit of a film sort of on them, they sometimes take just a little bit longer to dry. And so the first thing you want to do is do your stamping and then set it aside to dry. Okay? So we're going to just put that on there like that, and then I'm just going to set it off to the side to dry. That should be our only stamping. Looks like it. And it looks like when we get there, that's where the dimensionals are going to go. All right, so let's fold our card base. Okay, give it a quick burnish with the bone folder. All right, and then we're going to put, so what they're showing is having this stick out like this, okay, so that you can see the vellum back there. Now you can have more or less showing, whatever makes you happy. Okay, I want to have a little bit more showing, and I can fit that all on. If I tip it just a little bit, I can fit it. Okay, now what they're suggesting that you do is use the tear and tape, okay, and hold both things on together. Okay, so what you're doing, the tear and tape is a double-sided adhesive. So what you can do is put some across in a couple of places, okay, to kind of help hold that in place, but it will also help hold, okay, so I just put a few little pieces to help hold that vellum, so now it's not falling apart, okay, it's not falling off, okay. Now, I know these, hang on a second, I want to just put this back for just a second. I want to look at something, because I might change these up already, even though they're meant to. I really like that. I really, really like that better than I like that. So I'm going to quickly grab, I know this isn't the alternates video, guys, I know, but I just have to do this because I think it's going to look better. So I'm just going to do it. Okay, so what I usually do is just take the tiniest smidge, and I think I'm probably off camera, and I apologize for that. Let me move a couple of things here so I can come back up here. All right, there we go. All right, so I make sure I'm nice and flush, and then I just go to the dark edge of my cutting track. Okay, so I'm really just taking the tiniest sliver off. Whoops, didn't get all the way through. Okay, there we go. So I'm just taking the tiniest little sliver off, okay? And what that does is it allows me to open up the envelope, okay? So I'm going to cut 4 by 5 1/4 out of this big piece. It will still leave me some pieces, okay? I could even use this flap on one of my white, oh, look at that, I have a white envelope. Hang on, I'll show you. It should nearly match up. So let's find out. Yeah, nearly. It's a little bit different shape, but I think we can make it work. All right, so let's first, now, unless you have a super, super sharp blade, like brand new, I would not cut right on the score line for the envelope. What I did was put it right next to, okay, so I get a nice, crisp, clean cut here. So then I'm going to move this to 4 inches right here. Okay. And then I'm going to go to 5 1/4 down there. And that leaves me a tiny bit if I decide to put a little bit on the inside. Okay. All right, so yeah, we're going to put this on here. Actually, I might go a teeny bit smaller. Yep, I'm going to go just a hair smaller. So 5 1/4 is just a smidge longer than I want it. So I'm just going to go to 5 1/8. Okay, so I'm just going to cut off just a smidge. Okay, and I'll do the same here. So I'll go to 3 7/8. Okay, and that way should leave me a little bit bigger border. Oh yeah, I like that better. Yep. Okay, and then this you can fit on, okay, like that. All right, so now let me just glue this. There we go. All right, yeah, I just really like that dark under the flowers. I may not like it on all of them, so I may not do it to all of them, but let me just see. I might. Okay. So if you have white envelopes and you want to use your envelopes as a layer, go ahead. Remember, you don't have to. You can do them just exactly the way Stampin' Up! Designed them, and they'll be gorgeous. But I just think, or you could even use Mossy Meadow cardstock if you have that. I just didn't have it handy. And you could, yeah, there. Okay. I think that looks beautiful. All right, I've got a couple of little sticky spots here. Okay. There. All right. And somewhere here, I had dimensionals. So we'll take 3 as they suggest. Okay, and just put those there. And this goes kind of this way. Okay, like that. Okay, then we'll grab our little gems and my take your pick tool. So remember that really all you really have to have is to do these kits is a decent pair of scissors. Okay, but there are a few things that are really helpful. Things to add include thick basic white cardstock for some kits, okay, if you're going to cut them up and use extra layers, okay. Basic white envelopes, okay, another really good thing to have in your stash. An assortment of blocks is nice but not necessary, and I will tell you that this little take your pick tool is the best $10 you will ever spend, okay. So treat yourself, okay. Doesn't have to make it into your stocking, but treat yourself. All right, so we're going to do 1 large, okay, and that's going to go right over here, okay, and then we're going to go 1 small right up here, like that, and then 1 other small down here. Okay, so there you go. Almost the way it was designed by Stampin' Up. And if you're okay with the white on white, that's fine. Some people don't like this white edge, and so maybe you prefer white on white so that you don't notice that edge quite so much. It doesn't bother me, so I'm good like this. So you do what you want to do. All right, let's move on to card number 2. That's the one with the fern. Now, because the fern is so green, I think I'm going to go ahead and do it as is, okay? I don't think I will put this on the, so let's get just a note. Come on. Here we go. I'm going to just reach across here and give that stamp a good rub. I do that because sometimes with the photopolymer stamps, in their processing, there is a little film sometimes left on the stamps. So it sometimes allows the ink to sort of bead up on the stamp. So if that happens to you, don't stress over it, okay? Just give them a good rub. Okay, you can use like an adhesive remover or an eraser or something like that if you want, and just make sure that you get it nice and clean. Okay, all right, so we'll just give that a quick rub. Now, just like any other card base, some of these are just a hair off. I'm just going to flip that to the back. Okay, doesn't make any big difference. Okay, so I'm seeing this piece over here like that. Okay, and so I'm seeing two pieces, two slightly bigger pieces of tear and tape, one going kind of this way like that, and one kind of going, actually they show it going across, but I went too low, so I'm gonna just go right here, there. Okay, that'll be fine. That'll hold everything the way. Now, when you're using tear and tape, I do suggest you give it, you can take your bone folder or your thumbnail and just give it a little rub. It will be much easier for you to get that backing paper off if you've given it a good firm rub. Okay? All right. There's that. And we're going to just do that there. Okay? Like that. We're going to add our dimensionals onto just a note. Okay, like that. All right, and then this one is going to go here like that. Okay. All right, so there's card number 2. These go together really, really easily. All right, so let's get our, so one big one. Looks like the big one's over. Whoops, I didn't get it. Big one's over here. And a little one just north of it, up here. And another little one down here. Okay? Alrighty. Alright, so there's card number 2. And let's see, here's our card number 3. And again, because there's so much greenery on this one, I just felt like, yeah, you may or may not want to cut up an envelope. Let me just see what, yeah, I'm okay with this one. I don't know why, that first one I just really wanted to. All right, so they're showing congrats, which is fine. I'm going to use thank you, and I'm going to just give this a rub. Like that. Okay. All right. There we go. All right, now let's adjust. Let's just move that up there. Okay, this is the front. Let's see where they want us to attach these. Okay, I want to see more of this vellum. So I'm going to move this up and out a little bit more. Okay, they have it much more down. I want to see more of that vellum. Okay, so I'm going to move this. And be aware that this is your card. You get to do what you want with it. Okay, and so I am going to use my tear and tape. And if you're choosing to do things a little bit differently, it might mean that you put your tear and tape ever so slightly differently or something like that. Okay, so I'm going to just do, I think that's even too long. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, we'll put that down here. Okay, there we go. All right, so again, we want to give that a little rub. All right. And put this here. Okay. All right, then we're going to add our thank you and our gems. All right. Okay, so here's those. And so we've got that. Oh, I'm covering up that flower. All right. I guess I'm okay with that. There's that. And let's grab, looks like our big one is by itself down here, like that. And our little ones are up here like that. All right, so there's that. Okay, so let's take a look at the 3 cards the way Stampin' Up! Designed them, sort of. And I'll leave this here so you can see the little bit different thing that I did. Okay, so I made my blackberry card. Here's the one I changed and put the envelope paper behind the pink and then the fern. Okay, so probably maybe Thursday. Watch for, we'll try for Thursday afternoon, or maybe Monday. Could be Monday. We'll see. I just need a little bit of time to play, and I have some stuff going on tomorrow, so we'll see. I'm hopeful for Thursday, late afternoon, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, thanks for popping on with me, and I will see you again soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.